guys, Kyle here from Kyle's Game Room, and a few months ago I made a review of Pokemon, the movie, Genesect, and Legend Awakened. The movie with Mewtwo and Genesect fighting, whoop-de-frickin-do, and the review sucked. Not that the movie sucked, I mean I sucked at the review. Got some tips on how to do a better review, so hopefully it will make this review seem a lot better. Alright, so what am I reviewing? If you can't read the title, Pokemon Mewtwo Prologue to Awakening. As the title says, it's pretty much what happens in front of the Genesect movie. Yeah. Alright, so it's about half an hour long. Without the commercials, it's only like 20 minutes. And it's just a quick thing to watch before you watch the movie. You don't really need to watch this. Personally, I did not like this prologue. You can watch the movie and not watch the prologue and be perfectly okay. Because it's really not that interesting and it doesn't really help out that much in the story. So exactly what is happening in this movie? So the movie starts out with a very epic battle between Tyranitar and some 5th gen Pokemon I don't give two craps about fighting Mewtwo. The area is nice and dark. It's very nice and pretty. The Pokemon Tyranitar and the other 5th gen Pokemon, not Mewtwo, just Tyranitar and the 5th gen, they got buried under a rock slide. Then you see the title card, and then we move on to the next scene. So we start out with a Pokemon Ranger just getting done with a mission, the Pokemon Ranger that you will see in the movie. We see them like just flying along, just got done with a mission, and something's malfunctioning with his hovercraft. Well, it's an aircraft, but whatever. So something's malfunctioning, so he has to land and repair his aircraft. So he lands next to this house that's surrounded by a lot of woods, a lot of forest. It looks like the house is made out of Lincoln logs. And there's like a grandfather and a granddaughter living in his house. So the granddaughter decides to feed the guy. And she also talks about how she met a Pokemon, which is Mewtwo. She explains how her and her grandfather and their Pokemon Scotland. Yeah, I care out more about Scotland, because I actually got that Pokemon in the game, but the other armor-looking one I don't give two craps about. Anyway, they're hiking up the mountain, they slide off, and Mewtwo saves them. Then we have a guy who was creeping and eavesdropping behind a tree with a broken arm, talking about how his Pokemon, how they got buried under a rock slide. So the Pokemon Rangers are like, okay, let's help you out. Get the Pokemon, and then he also explains how he also met Mewtwo, and he even explains who Mewtwo is. This was the perfect opportunity to explain to your viewers there is multiple Mewtwo's in this freaking universe. Because the Mewtwo from the first movie, the Mewtwo from Mewtwo Returns, they're the same Mewtwo, but with different voice actors. But this Mewtwo for the Genesect movie is completely different. And some people fail to see that. So you could have explained this in the prologue. This prologue was made after the movie. So you could explain to your viewers, this is different. But they did not do that. They failed. And that is what disappointed me about this. This is something I really wanted to be explained. So, yeah. I'll rant more on after I'm done with this video. Anyway. So, he says how Mewtwo also hates people. But here Mewtwo is hurt. Mainly because of the battle that happened in the beginning of the movie. So, they decide to help him out. They find out where Mewtwo is. He's in a little cave. And they want to heal him. Since he knows that he doesn't like Pokemon, he sends items to help out Mewtwo to their Pokemon. So, Mewtwo refuses to be healed because it came from humans. So, the guy with the broken arm is all like, ha ha ha, I really don't have a broken arm. I am a Pokemon hunter. Yeah, if you remember Pokemon Hunters, there was one in Pokemon Forever. And it's very funny how they both have Tyranitars. Fun fact. So anyway, the Pokemon Hunter was hired by the people who created Mewtwo guess just to capture them, send them back so they can run more tests on them. That's just what I'm assuming. That I know that he was hired by the people, but why? That's what I'm assuming. Just do more tests, I guess, and plus he might be a big threat. I don't know. That's up for your imagination. So anyway, the guy is trying to catch him, and Mewtwo is getting even more pissed because it just shows even more, okay, I don't like people as a whole, and even more. And a fire starts. I believe it's because of Mewtwo fighting these little machines that are trying to seal him. One explodes, starts fire, and Mewtwo puts it out. Well, the Pokemon Ranger and the other people tried to help out to put this fire out, but it doesn't work. So Mewtwo helps out, makes it rain, and they catch the Pokemon Hunter, send him to Officer Jenny, I mean, not Professor Jenny, I'm retarded. They send him to Officer Jenny, and that's pretty much the end of the prologue. He's like, okay, I can't thank you enough for saving the forest. How can I ever repay you? Forget we ever met you. Like forget, Mewtwo says, forget that you ever saw me. Flies off. And then we see later that Ash is in a Pokemon Center talking to Professor Oak, and then they see that Pokemon Ranger on TV. And that's the end of the prologue. We also see Mewtwo in its awakened form, like in its Mega Evolved form, but yeah, it's nothing we really need to pay attention to. So, what do I think about this movie? It's not really a movie, it's a special. It's a prologue. It's something that you can watch. It's optional. I didn't really care about it. Like, I was hoping that they would, like the first movie, they explained who Mew and who Mewtwo were before the movie even started. But in this, it fails to do that. They could have explained who Mewtwo was. Well, they technically did, but they could have explained that there was a different Mewtwo. They could have explained how the Mega Evolution worked. But again, they failed to do those. And with the title, the prologue to Awakening, like, I was hoping it would explain, okay, how does he transform like this? No, wait, it just transforms whenever it wants. I don't know, guys. If you want, you can watch it. I have a link in the description so you can watch it. But I'm going to fair warn you, there are probably going to be some pop-ups. But still, it's only about 20 minutes. It shouldn't cause any viruses. You should be okay. I go to this a lot when I want to watch anime and stuff. That is if it's not on Netflix. This is actually how I watched the movie. Well, the little prologue, because it was on while I was working and I couldn't record it. So, yeah. If you want, you can check it out. But if you don't want to, I don't blame you. It's not necessary. It's still something to watch if you want to watch more Pokemon, but you don't need to. They could have made it a lot better, but they just failed to do it. They could have explained how this Mewtwo is different compared to the one from the first movie, and how the Mega Evolution works. How does it transform? Nothing. It's just a small, pointless story that we don't really need to care about. So, at least those are my thoughts. Listen to me, I love Pokemon. I loved up to the one with Giratina. There's a lot of them I skipped, like Destiny Deoxys, which I heard was a good movie. I missed part of Lucario and Mystery Mew. Again, I missed a few. But, from that, like, from the first movie to Giratina, I watched most of them, and they were absolutely fantastic. But after the one with Arceus, which me and my friend Brett call Arceus, it just seemed to fall downhill. It's just Pokemon's just having a dark age right now, at least when it comes to the movies. Hopefully it'll rise again, just like Sonic did for a moment. Then we got Lost World, and that wasn't too spectacular. It was still a decent game, but not the best. Anyway, Let me know, what did you think of this new Pokemon Prologue? Did you think it helped out to the story? Did you think it was completely boring? Did you think it was good on its own? Let me know in that comment section below, and I'm excited to hear what you think. And most importantly, how did I do on this review? I know I didn't show up any footage because I'm afraid of getting copyright strikes due to the new copyright issues that YouTube is doing. But still, it's something. So, yeah, let me know how I did. That's the most important part about this review. So I can improve even more and then maybe eventually do some game reviews. Alright guys, this is Come On, signing out.